Ashley, and this is my husband Colin, and our newest crew member Felix. For the past 2 years, we've been refitting our 91 Beneteau so we can take our family sailing. Join us as we finally set off on our first adventure to the Bahamas.
It appears that we are finally leaving Great Harbor Key after being here 4 days, I think. Plan was to be here 1 day, but it is what it is. Yeah, we're headed down to Hoffman's Key now, so it's about a 5-hour sail or so. Will be a quite nice, easy day. Wind's supposed to be 12 to 15. The seas are about 2.5 feet with about 7-second periods. So it should be pretty calm out there, pretty nice. And then from Hoffman Key, we're gonna end up going to Nassau, and my brother will be there for a couple days. Another big blow is coming through in a few, probably 3 or 4 days. So we'll be in Nassau, hunkered down for that. Yeah, they're predicting another 30-knot blow to come through. Wasn't planning on all this extra extreme wind when we came to the Bahamas, because usually what you see is just nice island hopping, calm, crystal clear water. But that's what cruising in the Bahamas is, at least in winter, late winter. So shallow water alarms going off. It's 4 feet under the keel, and yeah, we got 6 hours ahead of us right now, sailing wise. Well, motoring at the speed, if we can get up and sail, we'll go 2 knots faster. So we got a quick little, oh yeah, guy in front of us already has his sails up and he's going for it. So yeah, the Anchorage mass exodus leaving this morning, between sunrise and now, which it's not even 9 o'clock yet, it's quarter till 9. Saw about 10 boats or so, sailboats leaving, and a couple motorboats. Motorboats are going inside of the islands. All the sailboats are going outside because it's 4 feet deep inside, and none of the sailboats except the cats can really make it in there. But you also can't sail because you're dodging too much stuff. So I see a line of sailboats ahead of us, some with their sails up, some without their sails up. But yeah, it should be a nice, enjoyable day. Get there early afternoon, set up anchor. Hopefully there's room for us. Hopefully everyone's not going to Hoffman's Key. And then yeah, some more beach time this afternoon. It's the mad rush to head south. I think we're all going to Hoffman Key because at the potluck, a lot of people were talking about that. So it might be a race to actually find a anchor spot tonight. Our ETA is very early in the afternoon now. We have only 3.5 hours to go at this rate of speed. But we are motor sailing right now because we need to top up the batteries a little bit. But yeah, and we only have the Genoa out. So when we get around these cruise ships, which are here at Coco Key, we'll probably use the lull to get the mainsail up and really start trucking and turn off the motor. Apologies for not filming too much for this part, but essentially we were sailing upwind once we got around Coco Cay to the anchorage. It was a lot of really long zigzag upwind stints with a couple other boats that were also in tow. We caught another barracuda on the way, so that was kind of fun to have that little bit of experience. This is probably our 10th or 11th at this point barracuda. We got in late afternoon, but not too late to where it was still light, so we could see the rocks. We spent the night there at the beach right inside of Hoffman's Key. Really protective, ton of other boats there. Left right at the crack of dawn to head down to Nassau and get the nice weather window. It was blowing probably 15, 20. We did one reef at one point, but it wasn't too bad. We got into Nassau and it wasn't eventful at all. The traffic is absolutely crazy, but we did eventually make it to our anchorage and just forgot to film because we were in awe of the amount of traffic that was there in Nassau that we just weren't expecting because we haven't had that experience in the Bahamas yet at this point. So while we're here in Nassau, we wanted to grab a new outboard motor. We've been rocking the 6 horsepower Tohatsu that came with the boat, but it's not quite fast and it can only get up on a plane with me. And we want something that we can actually push and pull the boat around with if we need to. So we are going to a Yamaha dealership to pick up a 2-stroke 15. And with the reason we're going with the 2-stroke, even though we have to mix the oil and gas, is it's a hell of a lot lighter than a 4-stroke 15 by like 30 pounds or something ridiculous. So we will still be able to lift it up on the davits pretty easily, and then also pick it up and move it without needing extra hands. I can do it myself. So yeah, we're here at Harborside Marina, Yamaha dealer here in Nassau, and we're gonna pick up a 2-stroke 15 Yamaha. Also brand new, so you can't beat that. Warranty and all that kind of stuff, at least while we're here in the Bahamas. We won't have the warranty in the States because they don't sell it in the States anymore.
It's just the tank, and then there's like a bag of shit. And then
Yeah.
That's it. It's pretty simple. There's like a handle.
Outboard secured.
Letting the men do all the heavy work while we stay and play.
I am going with the outboard here. I'm going to a beach to install it. If you can't tell, it's very wavy here in the little harbor right outside of the Nassau Yacht Club. So I don't even want to attempt it here for fear of dropping it in the water. So I'm gonna go beach to boat. We're gonna swap the outboards out, and then I'll lift the old outboard up onto a deck with the spinnaker halyard. And I will do also the break-in period of the new outboard here in the new mooring field that I'm going to go through to the beach. And then it'll be ready for us to use. The new motor's on. I need to flush the old fuel lines of just regular gasoline and get the premix in there. So I'm gonna have to do a couple cycles of just returning the fuel to the tank. But I'm now gonna begin the break-in process so we can use this motor. So later that night is when the wind really started to pick up. It wasn't terrible, mid-30s to upper 30s at most. We actually dragged probably 50 feet or so before the anchor reset itself. But our neighbor that was right next to us, who actually wasn't on board at all, wasn't even in the country, he dragged probably 100 yards or so into another boat where they got completely tangled. Here's a time lapse of that. And then they just continued to drag out of sight completely, but over the radio it sounded like everyone was fine in the end.
So I think we're now needing to reset also. I'm going to wait and see what happens with you guys first. Okay, we'll let you know.
So during last night's blow, our neighbors here, Lady Beth, set out 3 anchors, which I never really understood because all of them like twisted around each other because we all turned throughout the night. So Lady Beth is now trying to use their tender, and they have been for about an hour now, to unwind everything because all 3 anchor chains are literally just twisted on the front. So we have some entertainment to watch while we get some work done on the boat and enjoy this nice weather. It's still blowing a little bit, probably 15 or so. The anchorage is beginning to clear out. I guess there were a lot of charter boats here and they're off due to their charter. But we're keeping an eye us, because I don't want any of this to come loose, because we're now downwind of them, and that would be a very interesting day if we got wrapped up in what they're trying to do now. But I've been going for an hour. I've been in a meeting. This is also, if any of y'all follow YouTube, this is the old Loon boat. So Loon has a YouTube channel. They have a new boat, but this is Loon's old boat that has been renamed to Lady Beth. So if you follow Loon and you follow them from the beginning, this is the old boat. Even though they have 4 motors, it's just not enough power to untwist them. I'm going this way, but and you can see all the sand they're picking up. They might need more horsepower to untwist that thing, because the wind is still blowing and the boat just keeps wanting to turn into the wind. So for a very last small hurrah with my brother still with us, we decided to go to Atlantis to just check it out for the afternoon before he had to take off the next morning for a flight. So we went through the little yacht village that they had there. It was very nice because they actually allowed us to tie up the dinghy for free without charging us. And then we walked around the entire property, snuck in a few places because you have to have wristbands to get through most of it and get into most of it besides the casino. But it was a lot of fun seeing all the boats and everything and the yachts that were in here and just kind of dreaming of what the other half lives like. Oh, a little bittersweet. Just dropped my brother off here at the poop deck in Nassau. And our time in Nassau has come to an end. It's just Ashley and I again. My brother was with us for a little less than 2 weeks. And he was a great help getting us over here, making sure we were all squared away and just helping with getting used to cruising here in the Bahamas, just having a second set of hands for those longer passages, and someone who grew up sailing lifelong just like me. So it was a super help and pleasure having him on board. Ashley and I are now headed off east of Nassau to a couple of islands. We're gonna do some island hopping and just really slow down. Maybe spend a week or so at an anchorage or more. Really no agenda past this point, except that Ashley needs to be in urethra. I haven't heard it pronounced yet. Urethra, not urethra. Ashley needs to be here because she's flying back to the States with Felix for a 6-month checkup. And then my mom is also going to fly in from there and spend a week with us, island hopping a little bit in that area. So we're going to be by ourselves for about 3 weeks or so. Then it's just going to be me, and then my mom's going to join. So got a couple new crew coming on board, some leaving. Ashley will be back. She's going to spend about a week or so back in the States. But yeah, Nassau, very busy, but also incredibly useful for provisioning and finding stuff. Tons of shops, tons of marine stores, hardware stores, easy place to dump trash, pick up groceries, provision, but a little too busy for us, and we want to get back to that deserted island feel, being the only person in the anchorage. It may or may not happen because we're getting to more popular cruising grounds, but it was fun. Got a new motor here in Nassau, but also a ton of like trash and stuff floating in the water. We've had that the entire time we've been here. There's just been a lot of trash, plastic bags, people that don't respect you wherever you're anchored. They just will haul ass through the anchorage. The reviews are very correct in that aspect. For the locals, just the tour boat guides, they just will go full throttle right through the anchorage within like 15 feet of your boat. Makes me very unnervous, uneasy, how close they actually get. But yeah, like so many plastic bags that would get totally sucked up in your sea strainer or wrapped around your prop. I can't imagine hitting one of those because you have to anchor to clear it, because there's not enough open water to just float and jump in. So yeah, we're gonna head due east, skirt around a couple islands, and we're taking off.
We are officially off the hook in Nassau, and we're going towards Spanish Wells, but we're gonna stop a few times. So we're going up, what, 3 hours outside Nassau?
An hour and almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours outside Nassau, just get a head start for tomorrow. The sailing is not great today, but we want to get out of here.
It's, as I said, it's too busy. Like,
yeah, these boats come by. No one slows down. When you're a minute into the harbor, it says no wake, but they don't do anything about it. Everyone here just flies by you. So, see you, Nassau.
the icon of the seas is here. If you can see that big world's biggest cruise ship.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it the one on the end?
Yeah, the one on the end. Peter, my brother, when I was dropping them off, noticed it, and I just looked it up. Yeah, it's here. It's huge.
This side of Nassau looks like West Palm.
One thing we were told about in Nassau, which I did not really believe, there was a seasoned cruiser that we met in Great Harbor Key at the marina there, and he said that when the boats, specifically the commercial boats, come in and do their bilge pumps, whatever's in the bilge just goes right out, and a lot of that seems to be oil. I was like, that probably doesn't happen that often. Well, the dinghy, I don't know if you can tell, has a very nice sheen at the waterline of oil on it. And that definitely was not here until we got to Nassau. And we did not leave the dinghy in the water that much, because we pulled it up every night and locked it up as we were kind of told to, just because people will come and steal it. So that's from being in the water maybe 4 or 5 hours a day for 4 days. And we have 2 very nice oil sheens that I get to now scrub off at the next beach that we're at. So he was correct in that there is oil in the water on the surface. We are out of Nassau. You can't see Maniac quite yet, but I'll show you in a second. But we are at one of the first island chains east of Nassau. What? Rose Island. We are at Rose Island. I'm trying not to fall. I forgot my shoes. We're walking on coral. We're headed to this little swing set over here. There's a crap ton of tour boats still. Yes, I grabbed your phone. There are a lot of tour boats and stuff still, but the vibe is already a lot better. Except for the jet skis. Guys are literally going so close they're splashing just from the waves. People that are anchored. But excited to freaking island hop now and just take our time. Maniac is out there on the hook. It was very busy when we got here, so we're going to move her closer to shore now that the anchorage is cleared out. We're going to leave first thing in the morning for Spanish Wells, just because we have another small blow coming through. Predicted 20-25 knots or so, and there's not really a lot of protection where we are, because that will be coming from the south, and you got to anchor on the ocean side where we are. So we're just gonna go up the Spanish Wells where there's a nice little anchorage that's protected. But yeah, dogs are having a blast, we're having a blast. Sundowners tonight. First time that Ashley and I are alone, just our little family here in the Bahamas. Heck of a swing set. I mean, can you think of anything more picturesque than that? I think you might have a new best Instagram liked photo. This is our backyard now.
Colin jumped in, took this time where all the poor boats are almost gone. Jumped in and is cleaning the keel off. not the kill, the rudder, 'cause it was funky looking. Oh, look at all the stuff coming off.
What?
Is that working?
Yeah, it actually works really well.
We were too lazy to get a scraper from the other compartment, so we were just using the box.
Very small particles, but that's it.
Look at all the